Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something huge, something called the great secret of life. Apparently, some of history's greatest minds, Plato, Shakespeare, Newton, Einstein, you name it, they supposedly understood this.
Yeah, it's quite a claim, isn't it? The idea that there's this one single principle governing, well, everything. Our source material today is drawing a lot from the teachings in The Secret, that book and film that made waves globally.
Right.
So our job today really is to unpack what this secret actually is according to these sources, how they say it works, and how you're supposed to use it in your life. Money,
Right.
health, relationships, the lot.
Okay, let's cut to the chase then. What's the big reveal?
The core principle, the big secret, is the law of attraction, or LOA, as it's often called. And the claim is pretty absolute. Everything coming into your life, good or bad, you're attracting it by the thoughts and images you hold in your mind.
Wow, so not just random chance.
Not according to this. It's positioned as the most powerful law in the universe.
Yeah.
And it works impersonally, like gravity. You don't have to believe in gravity for it to work, right?
Right.
Same idea here. Charles Haanel is quoted calling it the greatest and the most infallible law upon which the entire system of creation depends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big stuff.
Okay, so this makes thoughts incredibly powerful, not just idle daydreams, but like a force of nature. But how? How does a thought actually do anything?
Well, the material describes thought as having a specific frequency,
Mm-hmm.
and it says it's inherently magnetic.
Magnetic. So if I think a thought, what is that frequency?
Ah.
What does it do?
Okay, so the idea is that frequency isn't just, an abstract concept. It's supposedly a measurable magnetic vibration.
Right.
And the moment you think a thought,
Mm-hmm.
that vibration goes out. And it immediately starts attracting back things, people, circumstances, whatever,
Mhm.
that are vibrating on the exact same frequency.
Yeah.
And here's the crucial part. Everything you send out, it returns to the source.
Meaning
Me.
you. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a lot to take in. They must have an analogy or something to make that clearer.
They do, actually. A really helpful one. They say you are like a human transmission tower. Think about that. But way, way more powerful than any TV or radio tower ever built.
Oh, a human transmission tower. So I'm constantly broadcasting what? My thoughts.
Exactly. You're broadcasting a signal with your thoughts, 24/7. And that signal creates the pictures of your life, your reality.
Mm.
So if you don't like what you're seeing,
Like changing the channel on a TV.
precisely, you don't fight the picture on the screen, you just change the channel. Change your thoughts, change your frequency, and the picture has to change.
Now, the book claims this isn't some new age fad, right? It says this knowledge goes way back.
Oh yeah, way back. They suggest it was recorded maybe 3000 BC on something called the Emerald Tablet, and that the ancient Babylonians knew about it and used it. Apparently, that's how they became one of the wealthiest civilizations in history.
Okay, Babylonians. And they connect this ancient wisdom to today.
They do, with a pretty startling statistic, actually. The source claims that the reason 1% of the population earns around 96% of all the money isn't luck or connections.
It's because they understand the secret.
That's the assertion. They understand this law of attraction, consciously or unconsciously, and they use it.
96%.
Yeah.
That's a huge claim. Is there solid data backing that specific number and its cause in the source, or is it more illustrative of the principle?
It's presented more as an illustration within the context of the theory. Like, look at this disparity. This is the consequence of understanding or not understanding the law.
Yeah.
It's used to emphasize that the LOA is supposedly always working, whether you're aware of it or not.
Got it. Okay, let's shift gears. If our thoughts are that powerful, why do so many people seem to attract things they definitely don't want? Like debt or illness or bad relationships. The source calls this the don't want epidemic.
Ah, yes. This is a really key point. It comes down to how the law of attraction apparently works. It's described as really obedient, but here's the catch. It doesn't process negative words.
Like, don't not know.
Exactly. It doesn't compute them. It only registers the subject of your focus, the thing you're thinking about.
Okay, give me an example. Say I'm driving, cup of coffee in hand, thinking, oh man, I really hope I don't spill this. Don't spill, don't spill.
Right. So according to the source, the universe just hears spill coffee, spill more things. It strips away the don't because spill coffee was the image, the vibration you were focused on.
Wow, it's like telling Google, don't show me pictures of elephants.
Exactly. What are you going to get? Pictures of elephants. The system responds to the focus, the substance of the thought, not the negation.
That makes sense. But, okay, the sources say we have something like 60,000 thoughts a day. How on earth can anyone monitor all of those to make sure they're positive? That sounds completely impossible.
It does, doesn't it? And the authors acknowledge that. You can't consciously police every single thought. That's why they introduce a shortcut, a kind of internal guidance system. Your feelings, your emotions, they're described as your immediate feedback mechanism, your frequency feedback. You don't need to track the thousands of thoughts. You just need to pay attention to how you feel.
So if I feel bad, angry, frustrated, worried, that's not just an unpleasant feeling.
According to this, no, it's a signal. It's the universe basically saying, warning, negative frequency detected. You're attracting more stuff that feels like this. Change thinking now.
Okay, like an alarm bell.
Yeah, a vibrational alarm bell, counting down to manifestation, as they put it. If you feel bad, you're on a frequency that's drawing in more bad stuff.
And the flip side, good feelings. Joy, gratitude, love.
That's your confirmation signal. It means you're on the right frequency. You're aligned with what you want. You're drawing more good things towards you. Keep feeling that way.
And they put a special emphasis on love.
Yeah,
right?
Huge emphasis. Love is presented as the highest frequency you could possibly emit. Some thinkers apparently even called the law of attraction the law of love, because that feeling is just so powerful, so magnetic, an irresistible force.
Okay, that's the theory. But practically, if I'm stuck in traffic and fuming, how do I just switch to feeling love or joy? It's not that easy.
Right, it takes practice. That's where they suggest using what they call secret shifters.
Secret shifters, what are those?
They're just simple things you pre-decide on that can instantly change your mood, your frequency. Could be a favorite song, thinking of a happy memory, looking at a picture of your kids or your pet, maybe even forcing a smile.
So the idea is when you notice you feel bad, you deliberately reach for one of these shifters.
Exactly. You use it to consciously change your emotional lustry, even for just a minute or two. Pull yourself out of that negative frequency and onto a better one. That quick shift is apparently enough to change the signal you're sending out.
Okay, so we've covered the basic idea. Thoughts are magnetic frequencies, feelings are the guide. What about actually creating something specific? How do you manifest, say, a new job or more money?
Right. This involves what they call the creative process. It's presented as a simple three-step formula. And they use a great analogy. Aladdin and the genie.
Okay, I like that. So who's Aladdin and who's the genie?
You, the listener, you're Aladdin. The universe, this law of attraction, that's the genie. And the genie's response is always the same, no matter what you ask for.
Your wish is my command.
You got it. No judgment, no questions, just your wish is my command. The genie can supposedly deliver anything.
All right, so what's step one?
Step one is ask. You have to command the universe, tell the genie what you want. But, and this is key, you need absolute clarity. Vague wishes get vague results.
So be specific. How do they suggest doing that?
Write it down in the present tense, as if you already have it. And frame it with gratitude, something like, I am so happy and grateful now that I have whatever it is you want. And crucially, you only ask once.
Only once. Why?
Because asking repeatedly implies you didn't get it the first time. Right. It implies doubt. You place your order, like from a catalog, and you trust it's been received.
Okay, ask once with clarity. What's step two?
Step two, believe. This is often the hardest step. You have to believe you have already received it, even though you can't see it in your physical reality yet. It's about faith in the unseen.
Believe you have it before you have it. How does that work?
You have to act, speak, and think as if it's already yours. Feel the feelings of having it now. This unwavering faith, this vibrational match, is supposedly what shifts the universe to bring it into your physical experience.
Okay, wait. Let's use an example. If I want, say, $10,000 more. Step two isn't about brainstorming ways to earn it or checking investments.
According to the source, no. Trying to figure out how it will happen is actually discouraged.
Really? Why?
Because figuring out the how is considered the universe's job, not yours. Trying to control the how apparently sends out a frequency of lack of faith. It's like saying, I don't really trust you can deliver this, so I need to micromanage the process. Your job is just to believe it's coming.
That's very different from how most people operate. Okay, so ask, believe. What's step three?
Step three is receive. To receive it, you need to be on the receiving frequency. And what does that feel like? It feels good. You have to feel good now.
So align your feelings with the feeling of having received it.
Exactly. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the relief now. And when it's time to act, the source says it won't feel like hard work or struggle. It will feel like inspired action.
Inspired action, what's that feel like?
Effortless. joyous. It's that intuitive nudge, that sudden idea that feels light and exciting. Call this person, go to this place, check that website. It feels right.
And when you get that nudge,
Act on it. Immediately. The source says the universe likes speed. Don't second guess it, don't delay. That effortless, intuitive hit is the sign that the universe is delivering, and you need to act to receive.
okay, let's talk specifics. How does this apply to attracting wealth? You mentioned the Babylonians earlier.
Right. For wealth, the core instruction is focus only on wealth and abundance. You have to consciously take your focus off lack, off debt, off not having enough.
Easier said than done for many people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's the discipline required, according to this. They share Jack Canfield's story, the chicken soup for the soul guy.
Yeah.
He apparently wanted to make $100,000. So he made a fake $100,000 bill and taped it to his ceiling. He'd look at it every day and visualize having that money.
Not to magically make the bill real, but to tune his frequency.
Exactly. To get his mind aligned with that reality. That visualization process led him to the inspired idea for his book series, which eventually made him millions. He even got a check for exactly $1 million at one point.
Wow. Okay, so what's a practical tip for shifting that money mindset?
One suggestion is to intentionally look at things you desire, a nice car, a house, clothes, and instead of thinking, I can't afford that, consciously affirm to yourself, I can afford that, I can buy that.
Even if it's not literally true right now?
Yes, because the affirmation itself starts to shift your vibration from lack to possibility to abundance. It retrains your focus.
Interesting. And what about giving money? Does that fit in?
Oh, definitely. Giving money, even small amounts, is seen as a powerful signal to the universe that says, I have plenty. I have more than enough. And because like attracts like.
It attracts more money back to you.
Supposedly multiplied. It's an act of demonstrating abundance, which attracts more abundance.
Okay, let's switch to health. This is a big one. How does the law of attraction supposedly apply here? The sources really emphasize the mind's power, right?
Immensely. They point to the placebo effect as clear proof. People getting better from a sugar pill just because they believe it's powerful medicine. That shows the mind is a huge factor in healing, maybe even the biggest.
So where does illness come from, according to this view?
It traces back to thought, specifically negative thought patterns. Stress is linked to so many illnesses, right?
Right.
Well, the source says all stress starts with one negative thought. Holding on to that negativity weakens the body.
And disease itself.
They claim disease is held in the body by thought, by giving it attention, by focusing on it, by believing in it. They even go so far as to say you can't catch anything, a cold, the flu, unless, on some level you think you can, unless you're vibrationally aligned with it.
That's a radical idea. So
Sure.
healing, it's about changing the thought, the belief.
Primarily, yes. They share a really striking story about a woman named Kathy Goodman. She was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
And according to the account, she healed herself in about 3 months, without radiation or chemotherapy.
How? What did she do?
Two main things, driven by belief. One, powerful gratitude. She would constantly say, thank you for my healing, affirming the desired outcome is already done. And two, she watched funny movies.
Funny movies.
Yes, hours and hours of comedy. Why? Because laughter releases negativity. It changes your state instantly. So she was flooding her system with positive feelings and gratitude, focusing entirely on healing, not on the disease.
And the source presents this as a direct result of applying the law of attraction.
As the ultimate example of mind over matter, through focused thought and feeling. And this extends even to aging.
Aging, how so?
The idea is that our beliefs about getting older, that we must decline, get weaker, get sick, are just limiting thoughts. They argue that since our body cells completely replace themselves every few years,
Then physical aging, as we know it, is basically a result of thinking ourselves into it.
that's the claim. It's limited thinking attracting the corresponding physical reality.
Okay, this is moving beyond just self-help techniques into a whole worldview. The source brings in quantum physics.
It does. To support the idea that everything is energy, quantum physics shows that at the subatomic level, everything, including our solid-seeming bodies, is just vibrating energy.
So we're fundamentally energy fields.
Exactly. Your spiritual being, pure energy. And energy can't be created or destroyed, right? It just changes form. They say something like 99% of who you are is invisible and untouchable.
Wow. And this connects to the power of certain words.
Yes. Particularly the words I am. They're presented as the most powerful creative words in existence because whatever follows I am is a declaration, a command to the universe.
So every time we say I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm not good enough.
You are literally creating that reality with the power of I am. You're commanding the genie to bring you more tiredness, more lack.
So the antidote is conscious affirmation.
Precisely. Using I am deliberately. The source suggests affirmations like, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy, declaring your inherent nature.
And this connects everyone. This isn't just about my individual reality.
No, because the ultimate claim is that we are all connected. We're all part of one universal mind, like drops of water in the same ocean.
Okay, if we're all connected, what does that mean practically?
It means negative thoughts about someone else, they ultimately only harm you because there's no real separation. We are one. Sending out negativity just brings back to yourself.
So things like competition
No.
are counterproductive.
From this perspective, yes. Competition stems from a mentality of lack, believing there isn't enough to go around. If you focus on competing against someone, you're essentially competing against yourself, reinforcing that lack.
I'm trying to change the world by fighting against problems, like war or poverty.
Also counterproductive, according to the source. What you resist persists. Focusing on fighting war, for example, keeps the focus on war, giving it energy.
So instead of being anti-war,
Be pro-peace. Instead of fighting poverty, focus on creating abundance. Put all your energy, your thoughts, your feelings into what you want to see, not what you don't.
so the way to uplift the world is simply to focus on your own inner state, your own joy, your own love.
That's the core message. By raising your own frequency, by focusing on the good, by emitting love and well-being, you contribute positively to that one universal mind, which helps uplift everyone. The ultimate synthesis is, well, you're the creator. You design your life. You're unlimited.
It's a powerful message. You have the knowledge now. The time to use it is now. But how do you wrap up your day with this mindset? Is there a final practice?
There is a really interesting one called the pruning shears of revision.
Pruning shears of revision, what's that?
Okay, so at the end of each day, just before you go to sleep, you mentally review the events of the day.
Okay.
If there were any moments that didn't go the way you wanted, maybe a meeting went poorly, you had an argument, you felt embarrassed, you don't just dwell on it.
What do you do?
You consciously replay that scene in your mind, but this time you revise it. You replay it exactly how you wished it had gone, in a way that makes you feel thrilled, happy, satisfied.
You rewrite the memory.
In your mind, yes.
Yeah.
The purpose isn't to deny what happened, but to clean up your frequency before you sleep. You're consciously choosing not to end the day vibrating with the negative experience. Instead, you're emitting the frequency of the desired outcome.
So you're sending out a better signal for your future, kind of setting the stage for tomorrow.
That's the idea, exactly. It's an intentional, final act of creation for the day, choosing the positive pictures you want to manifest going forward.
That's a fascinating technique to end on. Thank you for this deep dive.
My pleasure. Lots to think about there.